Hi, this is Georgie, and I'm going to be discussing what I think makes a good short film. Now, with every film, you have to start with an exciting and original idea as the concept of your film. They're not so easy to come by, as it seems like every storyline has been done in some way. However, you just need to avoid cliches, the whole Romeo and Juliet love story. Um, or maybe see what's in trend at the time, um, and also what watch if one piece of advice I'd give is watch lots of other short films so that you can get bits of influence. Say, oh, I like that, or I'll take that. That's very interesting. Um, and even if your idea isn't completely original, try to look at the subject matter in an interesting way, because I know a lot of teenagers normally do the whole skins themed idea, rape, murder, drugs. But if you're going to look at something like that, maybe look at it from a different perspective. Maybe look at the teenage psyche in a different way. Look at eating disorders, but in a subtle and less cliched way. And another really important thing is a strong script. Everything must start with a strong script. If you haven't got a good basis for a script, there is not going to be a good film, because actors firstly can't work off having nothing, and also the direction will be completely off and whack because there's nothing to base it upon. It's normally harder to write a script for a shorter feature rather than a longer film, because you haven't got enough time to build up to any kind of climax. But actually, as long as you develop your characters and condense a story, that's good. Often, scripts can be let down by being overwritten and underdeveloped, and sometimes it's good to write a longer script and then cut it down afterwards, because you already have all your concepts and ideas and you can keep in all the best parts. Good acting is obviously very important. There's no point in casting people that are just your friends because they're your friends. You have to think of how this person will add to the characters that are in your film, and that will add to the different aspects of it. You need reality, and you need to enforce the viewer's belief in your film, and actors are going to be the main focus point. I mean, you could have the best set in the world, but if you've got a plain and boring actor, then no one's really going to be interested in what's going on stage, and on screen, and they'll get very distracted. Now, I put down high production values, but at the end of the day, I suppose it's important to mainly just have, a good crew, high sound quality, good lighting, great camera work and editing, and a good director. But you can use great lighting without having to spend, thousands of pounds or hundreds of pounds. You can make do, and especially for students, there's always ways of kind of sharing, because everyone's on the same boat and you're all trying to do the same thing. And I think you just need to make sure that you're basically battling the big corporation films, and the best kind of advice I would give to anyone making a film, or what I think is the best when one is making a film, would be to just work with the best. Don't try and get second-rate equipment. Just because you can't be bothered to find the best stuff. There's always stuff out there that people are willing to lend. You always have to make sure that you have a strong beginning as well, which is very important, because these are the first few minutes of any film is when the audience will get the most captivated, and if the audience is not captivated in those first few minutes, then they will not be captivated for the rest of the movie. Normally you know, you want to grab the audience's attention with the first shot, even maybe. The first 2 minutes is always the best time to try and wow any viewers. And there's no point in wasting time with lengthy introductions and credits. I mean, it works with a film like Seven, but if you had huge credits in a film like Submarine, it wouldn't really work very well. Yeah, avoid repetition and punchline and like twists at the end, because normally when you have a short film, there's not a lot of time for twists. You haven't got that time to kind of make a whole storyline and make people believe in something and then suddenly flip it round at the end, because then you'll just confuse the audience and they'll feel a bit, I don't know, a bit confused and a bit unsure of the movie, and it could ruin a great film. And try and, you know, use new techniques and themes, because the best films around aren't the ones that people have seen 100 times. You might think, oh, I'll do a romance because, you know, everyone loves a romance. But people, you know, humans are interested in new things. We want to learn. It's part of human nature. And I think the best piece of advice I could possibly give is just don't hold back on your best ideas or your most interesting ideas just because you think that a wide audience wouldn't like it, because at the end of the day there might be a massive group that could be completely interested in your film about the potato famine, where not everyone will be interested in a remake of Love Actually. Yeah, so that's my video on how to make a good short film. Thank you.